Okay, so we're on to lesson 3 of our unit on fabulous pie. And what we'd like you to do is write a set of instructions. Now you've already seen things from the animal's point of view and they've done some warning posters. Well, today we're going to look at it from the bear's point of view. And we're going to write a set of instructions that the bear might use to create his fabulous pie. Perhaps a set of instructions he could share to his bear friends and his bear family. So you probably want to go and have a listen to the story again. Have a listen to the different ingredients that he puts in the pie, both the animals that he puts in and also the things like the berries and the nuts that go in there. You might want to go through, listen to the story and make a little list because you're going to need that. Now these instructions should be about making this fabulous pie that the bear has put together in this story. Now we've done lots of instructions writing at school before in the past. We've done instructions on how to bake cakes, on how to make different things like sandwiches. So this should be quite familiar to the children. But what we've got normally when we do a set of instructions is we'll have a special instruction writing toolkit, which will help remind children of the features that they need to include. And I have our home learning instructions toolkit for you just here. This will help give you an idea of the kind of features we want to see. So all good instructions have a title, and normally that title starts with the words like how to. So this should be a fairly straightforward title that you'd put for your set of instructions. How to make a fabulous pie, I expect. Now, sometimes a little bit challenging, but you can put an introduction into your set of instructions, which will help encourage people to read them and give them an idea of what's coming up. Now we have practiced before using a question in those instructions. So for instance, you might put something like, have you ever wanted to eat a delicious pie made up of your creatures you find in the wood? Or would you like to eat a delicious pie by tricking some people and putting them in it? So that might be a nice opener, and read our instructions to find out how. Now, all good instructions have a list of equipment or ingredients that the person is going to need when they put it in. So we normally put that under a heading, underline the heading of what you will need. You can put ingredients or equipment separately. And then comes the main part of our instructions, which is the method, which is how the person will do it. Now this should be step by step, one little thing at a time. The steps should be numbered. Each of them should have a capital letter, of course, at the beginning. And we normally use time connectives to start lots of those steps. So for instance, first, next, then, after that, soon, now, maybe even a whilst, we could put that in. Some of those steps will have adjectives. So for instance, a delicious otter might go in your one of your steps. And also we might use some adverbs, some ly words could go in there. So for instance, carefully is an adverb that you could use in a set of instructions. And finally, as an extra little challenge, you might want to put, after you've done all your method, some top tips, a little bit of advice for the person making it. Now this is a good chance to use contractions. So these top tips could start with a contraction like don't. So for instance, don't forget to would be a good top tip. And there are lots of other contractions that we could use in those top tips. So for instance, shouldn't, mustn't, don't being probably one of the main ones you might use. So what I'd like to see is a set of instructions for the fabulous pie that came in the story. Now, I've said use the one from the story. You could, if you wanted an extra challenge and you wanted to be a little bit more creative, you could come up with your own recipe that includes different animals. So I'll leave that up to you. If you decide you want to use the one from the story, do that. Or if you'd like to use your own ingredients, then that's okay as well. Now, whatever you do, we'd love to see it. So try and send it to us in an email, take a picture and send it to Year 2 at hamiltonacademy.org.uk. Fabulous Pi, let's see those instructions. Off you go.